I stood frozen in the corner of my father's study, a worn letter trembling in my hands. My brother, who had just inherited everything, laughed downstairs, clinking glasses with his wife, already celebrating his fortune. He had no idea what I had just found. No idea that my father had written a letter. No idea that it changed everything. I used to think karma wasn't real, but by the time I finished reading that letter, I knew I'd be delivering karma myself. Growing up, it was always clear. My brother Ryan could do no wrong. If he failed a test, the teacher was unfair. If I got an A, it was not that big a deal. When he crashed my dad's new truck, boys will be boys. When I accidentally dropped a glass vase, careless, thoughtless, always in your own world, Anna. My mom died when I was 8. From that day on, my dad changed. He became quieter, colder. He clung to Ryan like he was the only piece of joy he had left. And I became a shadow. Birthdays, school plays, recitals, Ryan was front and center. Me, an afterthought. I tried not to take it personally. I really tried. But by the time I hit 20, I realized I was never going to be enough. Not for my father, not next to Ryan, so I moved out, built a quiet life on my own. I worked hard, got my degree in art history, and even opened a tiny gallery. No help from anyone. Certainly not from Dad. And Ryan. He dropped out of college, burned through 3 jobs, cheated on 2 wives, and still got bailed out every time. Guess who always paid his rent when he blew through his money? Yeah, Dad. When Dad got sick, I came back. Not Ryan. Not at first. He only showed up when things got serious. By then, I had spent weeks at the hospital, feeding Dad soup, organizing meds, talking with doctors. Even when he was too weak to speak, I held his hand and read to him from his favorite history books. He'd look at me sometimes with soft eyes, like he wanted to say something, but the words never came. Then he passed, and everything changed. At the reading of the will, I sat quietly, still numb. The lawyer opened the folder and started reading. To my son, Ryan, I leave the house, the cars, my savings, and all personal effects. I blinked. And to my daughter, Anna, A pause. I leave the family photo albums and my love. That's it. I looked at Ryan. He didn't even pretend to be surprised, just leaned back smugly, one arm draped over his wife's chair. Not even a glance in my direction. I wanted to scream, to cry, but all I could do was sit there, my stomach hollow, heart pounding in my ears. Part 3. The letter he never meant to hide. After the will reading, Ryan wasted no time. Within 2 days, he was changing the locks on Dad's house, boxing up junk to toss, and hiring a realtor. I asked him for just 1 hour, just to say goodbye to the house. He rolled his eyes, but agreed. I wandered through the rooms, memories brushing against me like ghosts. In the study, I stopped. The old globe was still in the corner. Dad's desk, dusty now, still had the same lamp. I opened drawers, looking for nothing and everything. And then, I saw it taped under the desk drawer. A yellowed envelope, edges frayed. To Anna. In case I don't say it in time. My breath caught. I opened it with shaking hands. My dearest Anna, if you're reading this, I didn't get the chance to say what I should have years ago. You were always the quiet strength in this family. The one who kept going, even when I failed you. After your mother died, I clung to Ryan, because he reminded me of her. Same smile, same laugh. But you, you had her heart. Her steady, gentle nature. And it hurt too much to look at you because it reminded me of how much I lost. That wasn't fair to you. And I know I can never make up for it. That's why I changed my will last spring. The house, the accounts, everything it's supposed to go to you, Ryan, He's not ready. He'll burn through it all. The new documents are in my safe deposit box. Box number 143, at Lincoln Savings. The key is taped behind the globe in my study. I hope you find this in time. I love you. I'm proud of you. I'm sorry. Dad. I stood there, letter crumpled in my hand, tears pouring silently down my face. He did love me. He did see me, and he tried to make it right. But Ryan had already been handed everything. Unless, I turned to the globe, spun it slowly, felt along the wooden base, and there it was. A small silver key. Lincoln Savings wasn't far. I drove like a woman possessed, palms slick with sweat. When I got there, I handed over the key and my ID. The woman behind the counter checked her system, then smiled politely. Right this way. Box #143. Inside was a sealed envelope with a notarized copy of a revised will, dated 6 months after the one Ryan had. It was clear everything was left to me. House, bank accounts, even his rare coin collection. I sat in the vault room, stunned. And then I smiled. Ryan thought he won, but karma, she had just tapped me on the shoulder. I didn't tell him right away. I waited, let him have his little celebration dinner. Let him brag to our cousins about the cars he planned to buy. Let him belittle me with offhand comments about how things work in the real world. And then, I handed him a copy of the new will. He read the first few lines and turned pale. "This is a joke. It's real," I said calmly. "The lawyers already verified it. It supersedes the one you have." He stared at me, rage and confusion battling in his eyes. "Dad wanted me to have it all. He told me no, Ryan. He thought you'd grow up, you didn't." He lunged toward me, snatched the paper. "You set this up. You manipulated him." "No," I cut in. "You did that all on your own. I just found the letter he left. For me, the one he hid. Because he was afraid of what you'd do." His face twisted, and for a moment, I thought he might actually hit me, but then he laughed. "You won't go through with this. You've always been too soft, too scared." That's when I leaned in. I was scared, but not anymore. It took a few weeks, but everything changed. I filed the new will through probate with the help of Dad's old lawyer. Ryan contested it, of course, but the court sided with the latest, notarized version. And when I opened Dad's safety deposit box, there were journals, letters, even an audio recording, all backing up his decision. Ryan's inheritance, gone. He was evicted from the house he thought was his. The accounts were frozen, his cars repossessed. He called me one night, drunk and sobbing. "You took everything." "No, Ryan," I whispered. "Dad gave it to me. You just never thought I was worth anything." Click. I didn't block his number, but I never picked up again. Now, I still live in the house, the one I grew up in, cried in, laughed in. I turned Dad's study into an art room. I hang new paintings where old family portraits used to be. I walk through the halls and don't feel like a shadow anymore. Sometimes, I reread the letter. Not to feel smug, but to remind myself that even when we feel forgotten, we matter, we deserve to be seen. And sometimes, justice doesn't come right away. But when it does, it's sweeter than anything you could imagine. So no, my dad didn't leave me just the photo albums. He left me the truth. He left me myself. And in the end, that was worth more than anything Ryan ever could have inherited.